An education is not so much about making a living as making a person. He will win who, prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. When people try to bury you, remind yourself you are a seed. In my heart's most secret place, I pity them as angels do. Your preciousness lies in your essence. It cannot be lost by anything that happens. Generally in war, the best policy is to take a state intact. To ruin it is inferior to this. Great understanding is broad and unhurried. Little understanding is cramped and busy. The truth doesn't mind being told every once in a while. Bringing joy to another lights 1,000 suns within. The terrible thing about the quest for truth is that you find it. Stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive. Once you really know yourself, can't nobody tell you nothing about you. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. It's enough for me to be sure that you and I exist at this moment. An opinion should be the result of thought, not a substitute for it. Law is made by the winner to preserve victory over the loser. We never live. We are always in the expectation of living. It's always the ones who are the quietest, who often have the greatest things to say. I cannot trust a man to control others who cannot control himself. Follow your heart. Listen to your inner voice. Stop caring about what others think. Failure is not when you fail once, but when you refuse to learn from your mistake. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Better the comfort of a lie than the absurdity of the truth. The truth isn't always beauty, but the hunger for it is. All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think. Keep your dreams. You never know when you might need them. If those at your top are weak, your bottom will be rotten. Judge your success by what you had to give up in order to get it. No one dies of fatal truths nowadays. There are too many antidotes. Good order results spontaneously when things are let alone. Watching my back is the perfect opportunity to stick a knife in it. We're going to aspire to break through and create our own reality. You don't have to like someone, but you have to treat them as you wish to be treated. There are routes not to be followed, armies not to be attacked, citadels not to be besieged, territory not to be fought over. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. To be wealthy and honored in an unjust society is a disgrace. The distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success. Make improvements, not excuses. Seek respect, not attention. Great knowledge is universal. Small knowledge is limited. Great words are inspiring. Small words are chatter. Life changes very quickly, in a very positive way if you let it. Secret operations are essential in war. Upon them, the army relies to make its every move. Everything is hard before it is easy. Stop being okay with everything. What is of the greatest importance in war is extraordinary speed. One cannot afford to neglect opportunity. Reason may be employed to support faith as well as to destroy it. Like the sun and moon, they end but to begin anew. Like the four seasons, they pass away to return once more. Fear is nothing more than a negative assessment of risk. A human being is part of a whole called by us the universe. Don't set your goals by what other people deem important. Freedom is the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. Sand lines my soul, which is filled with the breath of the ocean. Slowing down was how we remembered what we never wanted to forget. Lower your expectations, but never lower your standards. It's not the men in your life that matters, it's the life in your men. A tiny change today brings a dramatically different tomorrow. Many things are not as they seem. The worst things in life never are. Great results can be achieved with small forces. Study the past if you want to define the future. A clown on a throne is still a clown. A king in rags is still a king. True, life is complex, but so are a great many accidents. If freedom is short of weapons, we must compensate with willpower. If you're waiting until you feel talented enough to make it, you'll never make it. A whetstone, though it cannot cut, may sharpen a knife that will. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still. Only dead fish go with the flow. Knowledge is a treasure, but practice is the key to it. Irrational expectations are at the root of most human suffering. That knowledge, which stops at what it does not know, is the highest knowledge. Decide what you want to be, pay the price, and be what you want to be. I always felt like you had to be important to have enemies. Every ounce of my cynicism is supported by historical precedent. Fear not the path of truth, for the lack of people walking on it. Take the first step, no more, no less, and the next will be revealed. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. Make visible what, without you, might perhaps never have been seen. The better organized the state, the duller its humanity. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. There is an intelligent way to eat a live frog. I just don't know what it is. I am the shore and the ocean, awaiting myself on both sides. Make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. If you fuel your journey on the opinions of others, you are going to run out of gas. For every expert, there is an equal and opposite expert. Management of many is the same as management of few. It is a matter of organization. Keep going. It's not as difficult as you feel it is. Don't give up. This place has only 3 exits, sir. Madness and death. I'm not going to die. I'm going home like a shooting star. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. All I do is lie, and that has made me immune to compliments. It's not whether you got knocked down, it's whether you get back up. I will not let anyone scare me out of my full potential. Strange, what being forced to slow down could do to a person. For we can only know that we know nothing, and a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Your words start to lose value when your actions don't match. Don't worry about being effective. Just concentrate on being faithful to the truth. Life is a comedy to those who think, a tragedy to those who feel. If I have a platform and a voice, I should use it for my people.